Today I'm going to do a presentation over Thomas Hobbes. Who was Thomas Hobbes? Thomas Hobbes was an English philosopher who stood for the social contract theory. He was a man who hated violence. He wrote Leviathan, which was a statement about why people should obey government authority to avoid chaos and bloodshed. Hobbes was the kind of person who wanted to submit to authority to keep peace and calm, because he trusted that without the government, life would be solitary, poor, nasty, brutish, and short. Hobbes is one who believed that these were a mutual relationship between protection and obedience, which is what we owed our government for their protection. Here's a picture of Thomas Hobbes and Leviathan, which is what he wrote. Early life. Thomas Hobbes was born on April 5th, 1588 in England. His uncle raised him as his father. His uncle raised him as his father abandoned him and his siblings. He went to a private school and then attended the University of Oxford, where he was able to get his art degree. After he got his degree, he was able to become employed to the Cavendish family, working as a tutor to William Cavendish, a translator, business representative, political advisor, and much more. Through this family, he was able to become involved in politics, which started his career as a political philosopher. Here's a picture of the guy he tutored, William Cavendish. Early life influences. While working for the Cavendish family, Hobbes was exposed to politics, natural sciences, and philosophers. He became involved with René Descartes through his association with the Cavendish family. During that time, there was a political conflict between Parliament and King Charles I. Hobbes wrote something to defend the king, and because of this, he was published into a book after this. He got involved in science and math and was credited by French mathematicians. Life after England. After his career began in England and chaos and war became a problem, Hobbes moved to Paris. He worked there with some of his most popular pieces, De Cive, De Capri, and Leviathan. These pieces discuss theory and political philosophy. Major works. Among other things that Hobbes accomplished and published, his most well-known major work was that of Leviathan. This was published in 1651. The Leviathan is about the social contract theory that outlines how Hobbes believed that peace is best achieved by a social contract between the people and their government. In this work, he argues that humans are naturally selfish, and without a strong government and protection from them, the selfish nature of mankind will take over and people will live in a violent, chaotic state always. The social contract theory. The social contract theory was a contract that Hobbes proposed that humans should follow. This contract stated that individuals would agree to give up their self-interest and surrender rights fully and willingly to a ruler who would enforce laws to maintain order and peace. He believed this would work best for the benefit and protection of all society, because humans are naturally selfish and only have their best intentions at heart, leading to a life in a chaotic state of nature unless they have a strong government to lead them. Hobbes' outlook on human nature. As stated previously, Hobbes truly believed that people were selfish. He believed that people's lives are solitary, poor, nasty, brutish, short, because of how selfish people are. He believed that humans would always live in a war against all states of nature and chaos, unless they had a strong government to lead them and keep them on the right track. He did not necessarily believe that people are bad, just that they are more about themselves than they are about society. Here's a picture of Thomas Hobbes and a quote by him. It says, government is necessary not because man is naturally bad, but because man is by nature more individualistic than social. Hobbes' religion. Thomas Hobbes was thought to be an atheist. He did not believe in the divine right theory that the right to govern was given to a ruler by God. He believed that the government was there by the people and that they were there if the people wanted them to be, as it had nothing to do with God. Criticism on Hobbes is the next slide. Some of the criticism that follows Hobbes' views include that his reasoning to infer a state of war from such a limited sample of human behavior was flawed. He took the assumption that people would always live in chaos and run with it. He based his entire philosophy on the fact that a government had to have absolute authority over society, or human nature would take over life and would only be chaos and war. Hobbes' legacy. Thomas Hobbes left a legacy that, as a founder of political philosophy, he argued for the use of social contrast theory to emphasize the need for a strong government who is there because citizens have put their trust onto leaders to lead, guide, and protect them. He did advocate for the government to have absolute power, but still have the individual citizens' rights at the forefront of their positions. He also left legacies in other fields like history, science, and math. And next slide and last slide is my sources used. Thank you for listening to my slideshow.